Alrighty.
Yep. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Episode 7.
7. Holy crap. Oh, I'm not Earl. He's not Seth.
I'm not Seth. Yep.
Yeah, 7 episodes. So we're really beating out the competition at this point.
Yeah. I think if we just keep going, I mean, at the very least, we're just going to keep going anyways.
Yeah. See
If
what
we-
happens.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, nothing happens. And best case scenario,
3 guys get a laugh out of it.
yeah. 6
Well-
on YouTube. Sorry to interrupt you.
6 on YouTube.
6 subs on YouTube, yeah.
Oh, wow. I can't even believe it.
Yeah, so
Dreams really do come true.
unless it's unless those 3 guys have got 2 accounts, you know, the
It
double
could-
subbed,
You never know.
those loyal guys.
Well, me and Earl were just having a very spirited philosophical conversation about our wives and them hiding shit from us at every chance they get.
Yeah, and it's your fault for not knowing where it is. That's how I get it usually.
Okay, maybe not so much philosophical in real life situation, but yeah, they do. I get tired of it. I gave Earl a situation. I'm working night shift right now, and I wear one of those face mask things. Like, I got blot out windows, but I wear that face mask thing just to keep an extra bit of sunlight out of my eyes.
Mhm.
And today, I was gonna go to bed, couldn't find it. Looked around on every normal spot, under the bed, on the dressers, behind the dressers. Called my fiance. I said, "Hey," I said, "did you move that by chance?" And she said, "No, absolutely not." I said, "Nah, okay, I know she moved it."
Mhm.
But I started looking again. I looked for an hour, and I found it. And I called her and I said, "You did move it." She said, "No, it couldn't have been." I said, "It was in my sock drawer under half of my socks." Do you know how hard you have to be looking to look underneath of half of your socks in your sock drawer? Pretty fucking hard. And she said, "No, I couldn't have done that." I said, "Well, fuck me, because it couldn't have been me at that point."
Yeah.
I said, "So we got a third party in the house that we're just not aware of."
Yeah.
She said, "Well, I guess I was putting stuff away and I got it mixed up." I was like, I don't understand it. Now, God love her. I mean, I know that she wasn't trying to screw with me, and she did it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But women, they are just,
They put shit in places
that doesn't
that
make
don't
sense.
make sense. You wouldn't expect, or it's like, Earl, get me the fucking Q-tips. I'm like, just tell me where they are. Because if you tell me to get you the Q-tips, I'm going to go in the bathroom and look in all the obvious places, yeah? And you're going to, it's not going to be there. Then I'm going to say, they're not there. There's no Q-tips. And then you're going to have to walk over here and get them.
I was so dumb for not thinking that they wouldn't be inside the refrigerator in the crisper
Exactly.
with all the apples.
Yeah,
How could I have missed that?
yeah.
Oh, man.
But that's how it works. Like, I think it's something to do with, like, the male brain. Like, it's, like, there's that thing in it.
The
Men are like,
searches for order.
yeah, men are like, well, we know men are different because when anyone gives you a problem, a man's like, solution, solution, solution. But a woman's like, not like that. A woman's like, really? Oh my freaking, a woman's like, going along for the ride. But a man's like, look, you can do this, and it'll stop. But a woman's like, going around it and shit. So men and women are just different, built different. I don't know.
There's been a shit ton of studies that have gone over this
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and they showed that. But you're absolutely right. The order thing, wanting to find a solution. Why in God's name would I want to just walk around in utter chaos without thinking of a solution that might work? Like, that doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
me. But if you give her a solution, no.
But don't get me wrong, like women are good at like ordering the layout and stuff of the house and where the stuff goes. It's great, like nice and clean and all this shit. But as a guy, you go in the kitchen looking for something and you can't find what you fucking looking for.
I sat the keys down right here on the countertop. Why are they not here and where have they gone? That's all I want to know. Actually, it's 2 things I want to know. where have they gone and why? I'm gonna group that as
Yeah,
one.
as one.
And then, why do you continue to do this?
Yeah.
I always put the keys right here. And somehow, by some magic of God, I open the drawer up and they're always right there. Or in rare cases, they're over there. Or
Yeah.
over there. It's like they have like after a while you understand usually where they
Where
put
to
stuff.
look? Yeah.
But then occasionally it's like it's just
Oh,
somewhere in the ether.
or what about when they turn the whole? Well, Loana here, she'll turn the whole fucking room around like every year or something. Like, this is how the chairs are now. And then 6 months later, she turns the whole fucking room around, and it's like, what? What was wrong with it? What was wrong with it? This works, you know. This setup works.
This very room, I've come in here before and I just don't know what's going on. I'm like, because my mind goes to weird places. It couldn't possibly be that the person I live with every day that we have a routine came in here and just decided that the TV no longer looks good exactly where the TV is against that wall, and all the furniture is against that wall. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we've lived here for 6 years or something. It's
Yeah.
like we're
So
switching it up now.
in my head, all of a sudden, I'm convinced that somebody's broke into our house.
Rearrange the
Yeah,
furniture.
completely bypassed all the important shit and decided that the furniture arrangement was just too tacky. And they just done all that. And then I realized, oh wait, no, that's stupid. But
Yeah, if it was up to a guy, this is how it would always be. Like, why do you need to change it? It's utility, isn't it?
well, it works.
Exactly.
If it works, don't fuck with
Why?
it.
Why? Yeah.
It's like in my job. My job is kind of like in maintenance. And the philosophy is, if it works, don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
And
That's how.
but some people they don't get that. They're like, well, it's like no. If it works, don't fuck with it. And then when people fuck with it, you're like, why'd you do that? Like, well, I thought I could. I'm like,
I thought I could
but
improve it. I
it
guess.
was
Yeah.
working. It was working.
Yep.
Don't fuck with it.
That's just women, bro. That's just how women are. You know how English people say mate.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna start saying mate more often, yeah. But I'm gonna say matey instead.
I think
All
that you
right,
could get some
matey.
interest. Matey,
Matey. Yeah.
matey. Oh, I thought you said mating. I was like,
No,
well,
not
you could get some
mating.
interesting reactions by doing that.
Yeah, matey. Matey.
What's up, mating? Like they're like, don't do that.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't have that many people to talk to. I'm not gonna go around to everyone at work saying, "Hello, matey, what's up?" Just you know,
Oh man,
we'll see. So, since our discussion on free will,
really?
I have started reading the Bible.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I've read so fucking much. Well, probably not as much as readers read, but geez, I must
It's
have read.
working.
I read like 34 chapters of Genesis so far.
34 chapters of Genesis.
Just since we last talked. When was that?
Mm-hmm.
Monday, Tuesday.
It's amazing how fast it goes in there. Because like you get this idea from like modern movies and everything where they go into detail about personalities and stuff. The Bible completely bypasses
No,
it.
but I think they does it for a reason because
I know they do. Otherwise, it'd
it'd
be the
be
longest book in history.
forever. Yeah. You know what though? Do you honestly know what?
Hmm.
It's such a good story. Like it does not matter if it's not real, right? It is so compelling. The story. It's such a good story. Like if they turn this shit into a movie, which they have done, but I'm like
They've
saying,
done that many
holy
times.
shit, they haven't done it right. They have not done it right. That's the thing. Because, well, I mean, a lot of people, all the movies generally focus on the New Testament with Jesus and stuff, like the story of Jesus.
Yeah,
But like the Old Testament, like there's so many stories in there, like
I think
brothers betraying brothers and fucking all this kind of shit. It's like it's fucking good. I'm in it. I'm in the story.
I think one of the cool ones that they could do is the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Honestly, there's a lot of vivid imagery that they go over, and it would be pretty cool if you could put that in.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen the movie Apocalypto?
Yeah.
Mel Gibson
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that, if you would do it that way, based on that. I think that and the downfall of Mexico City by Cortez and his men. I think that and the downfall of Sodom and Gomorrah. Anytime you have like destruction of a civilization.
You just like movies with destruction in.
I mean, I guess I am a bit of a chaos
You're not going to
seeker.
say no, right?
Yeah, like when you describe it like that, it makes me sound like a chaos seeker, and
Yeah.
I kind of what I mean with the whole thing about my football story. I was like, so you just wanted destruction? It's like, yeah, I guess some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
It's like, well, maybe, I guess.
Yeah, so I've been reading that good book, mate. It's unbelievable, honestly. Like, it's crazy, the story. Like, oh, I didn't know Seth was in it. Come across old Seth in there. I'm like, damn.
Literally the fifth person in
It's
existence.
crazy, yeah. I didn't know that shit. Like, everyone comes from Seth, too. It's Adam and Eve, and then Cain and Abel, but Cain kills Abel, and Cain goes into the wilderness, and then the lion comes from Seth.
Yeah, and if you actually look back, the people of Cain were really big and like they populated and everything. But then when Noah's Ark happened, Noah was a direct descendant of Seth.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. So the whole fucking line.
Everyone, yeah, it's like everyone else got wiped out.
Yeah, but there's some crazy stuff. Like, you know, I'm not gonna like get into this whole like, you know, believer or whatever, but there's some interesting terms in the Bible. Not terms, but so in Noah's Ark, the story of Noah's Ark, Noah builds this giant ark, yeah, on God's instruction, yeah, and he gets all these animals and shit, and God tells him now's the time, so he gets everyone in there, and then God closed the door of the ark. Noah didn't close the door. That's just like an interesting, like, why do you have to say that? Like, I know further in the Bible it's going to refer to it, or there's some lessons you could get from that. Like, there's some fucking preachers who could probably talk about God closing the door and like turn it into some kind of crazy shit. But just like the fact that it says that God closed the door, I was like, why? It's just so cool that you can find little parts of the Bible like that. And it's such a small part of the Bible, but I'm like, whoa.
Well, the interesting thing in the Bible, I don't know how much you've gone to church, but when I was a kid, like we used to have to go. We'd have to go all the time. Not even necessarily on Sundays or stuff like that, but like doing the weekday stuff. And I got sick of it. But you hear so much stuff, you can't tune it out.
Yeah.
So the one, like they'll just have a sermon
on that.
They'll just focus on that one thing, and so like I guarantee you, what you just said has been the topic.
That's what I mean.
Of that's hundreds of sermons.
100%.
They'll take like 3 words and they'll just make a sermon out of it. Because like, what else are they gonna do ultimately? They can't just
God closed the door.
Yeah, it's like God closed the door, just like God will close the door on your toxic relationships. You're like, whoa, mind blowing.
But yeah, no, that's what I mean though. Like, there's so many parts like that in the Bible when I'm reading it and I go, this shit right here, God closed the door. You could like easily turn that into hours of content.
Yeah, there is quite a leeway, especially in modern days. Like closing the door, that's some good imagery.
Yeah, like one door closes, one door opens, kind of thing. You could turn it into like loads of shit, mate.
Oh, you could do a lot with that one.
And it closes the door in the toxic relation. But yeah, I just thought that was cool. Like, I was like, can Noah not close the door? Noah built the damn ark. Does Noah not know how to close the door?
Use the doorknob.
Yeah. Just
God's like, I got it. I got this.
Yeah, I got it cool.
Take care of this for you.
But that was interesting.
Well, they say Noah. I don't remember actually. There's one passage in the Bible where it talks about Noah drinking wine, but and he got drunk, and somehow his kids saw him naked.
Yeah.
But anyways, but everyone always says, "Oh, Noah's a drunk." I don't know if Noah's a drunk. It says one passage, like Can you imagine if they would have had like one passage? Imagine if we were the subject of the Bible. It's like they're like
He got drunk one time.
he got drunk, but everyone's gonna remember that because that's like I said, they skip a hell of a lot of different stuff in your life.
Yeah.
And they focus on one little story. Imagine if you're just reading back, you're like, oh my god, it was after so and so's wedding. Like, how could they just pull that out and say, like, I don't even drink? How could they say that?
I mean, the guy built the ark.
He built the ark
and he organised all the animals.
Oh yeah.
And he got all these pairs of animals, and he got them all in.
He did.
And then he turned to drink.
Yeah, he did what would be considered by any person today as
it's impossible.
An absolute miracle.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
And saved humanity from extinction.
Yeah.
But they look at he passed out drunk with his ass hanging out one time, and like, oh,
that's what they all thought.
No, it was a drunk. You're like, what?
Yeah, so but I'm reading the Bible. I'm looking for some stuff. I haven't found it yet, but I'll let you know when I do. It's so good though. I've got there's so many questions. I just throw them into fucking Reddit and find answers as well. So anyway, going back to the reason I picked up the Bible is because after our conversation, I went on Reddit and I posted a message about free will.
Yeah.
And I was like, how? Because Michelle caught me. She said, how can the world be perfect and we not have free will if there's shit going on in the world to kids? So I posted it on Reddit. And Reddit said, they gave me some good points. One of them quoted the Bible, and gave me some brutal shit that God said somewhere in the Bible. And I don't know if it's true or not, right?
A lot of people will quote the Bible and they absolutely.
That's why I picked up the book.
Yeah, you'll go read it.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't say that at all.
You need to read it in context. You can't just quote me a verse and expect me to just go, oh, this is the verse that proves my point. I'm done.
I would say.
That's why I'm reading it. Because that's the smart thing to do.
Well, yeah, go back to the source.
Exactly. So once I've read the Bible, I'll be able to figure out what my God is, kind of thing, based on that. But one of the things I said is ants. Yeah, ants do crazy shit. They kill each other and eat each other and shit. We don't give a fuck.
Dude, all animals do that.
Exactly. We don't care. But so it's happening in humans. Why would God give a shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
It might be just indifferent. Like we're indifferent to ants. We don't,
Well, I think a lot of it came. Looking back.
I'm not saying that's the answer, but
no, just looking back from reading it, I don't remember them saying this exactly, but the moment where they ate the apple or they ate the fruit from the tree of life and all that, a lot of stuff changed. Like their mental mindset immediately changed. So there's not a whole lot of times in the Bible where you see like something dramatic like that. They were instantly aware of themselves. Does that mean that there was a broad shift across the world? Like all the animals changed their habit and now they're doing so? I don't know. Who knows? But it's an interesting thought process. Like, was there a point at which all animals were living in harmony with each other too?
Nah.
I don't know. I think once you jump down that rabbit hole, it's like you'll never understand, so there's no point in really doing it.
There's no point. There you go, guys.
Well, from my personal point of view, it's like you think it's a cool thought process, but then it's like, does it matter? I mean, it's like it's not really directly related to any like life lesson per se. I don't know. So
no, I know what you're saying. You're not gonna find out.
Yeah, kind of.
So it's total waste of time, basically.
I hate to shit on things. Like there are some times when I think about things, and I'm like, man, I spent a lot of time thinking about that. I'm never gonna know the answer. And then I'm like, what's on Netflix? Or something like
that. No,
yeah.
Yeah. That's what Lauren's like that. But I'm not. I don't know. I just want to. Oh, it goes back to the episode 1 or 2 where we talked about Bloody Mary in the mirror.
Oh yeah.
For me, I'm like a searcher. I want to find it. So it's just me. I just cool or something.
No, it's not. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you didn't have people like that, we probably wouldn't have half the shit that we have in the world right now.
Yeah, but well, I think God's a personal thing. You have a personal belief in God, and so does everyone else. And
Yeah.
no one has a absolute belief in God. Even everyone who goes to the same church, they don't all believe in an
Oh
absolute
yeah.
the same God. They've all got their own idea about God. Not one of them is exactly the same.
I would say that's correct.
So for me, over the years, my idea of God's changed and changed and changed. Same as how I've changed.
I like to think of it from the standpoint of a radio talk show host. And what I mean by that is you listen to a radio program. Most of you probably have a program that you listen to on your way to work or
Mm.
something like that. And there are people that you hear their voices so much, or you hear people talking about them, that you develop this idea and picture in your head. But if you're anything like me, at some point in your life, you're going to get curious and you're going to Google them.
Yeah.
And then you see them, you're like, that was not at
Yeah.
all what I
It's
thought.
like Andrew Tate being a misogynist. Yeah. Like that's the idea. That's what everyone's pushing. But if you go to look at his videos, you make your own opinion about him. That's
Yeah.
kind of what you're saying.
Well, this is interesting with the influencers and talks or the YouTuber stuff like that, because it's all it's all character. Like
Hmm.
they're all clickbait stuff.
I know
They,
that's
they don't
so
have.
fucking
There's
annoying
nothing
to
really
me.
real about them. I mean, don't get me wrong. Andrew Tate. We do know one thing. The guy was a
World
world
champion.
class
Yeah.
world champion kickboxer. Okay, I'm not going to deny that. But the personality of him, I have no fucking clue what Andrew Tate is really like.
Yeah.
He could just be like some shy guy that has, like he goes out in public and women they're like, "Hello." He's like, he walks. I don't know, or he could be, like that guy
Top
that's like,
G,
yeah,
motherfucking
it's like women,
arrogant.
like naked women are wearing like chains and
Yeah.
bells around his apartment. He's like, food, and then he'd jump up with a cake in his hand. I don't know. I really don't know.
But like, yeah, you know, shit, man. This is gonna like fucking hell. The conversation's gonna change, but it's kind of
It always
depressing.
does. I like
It's
that.
kind of depressing. You know, some people online they spend 6 hours scrolling on that shit, seeing videos of Andrew Tate or, I mean, not just Andrew Tate. There's other people, and like,
He's a big fan of Andrew Tate.
yeah, but it's like the personalities. You know some of that's fucking not true,
Oh yeah.
and it's it's fake inside. All this shit is fake and meaningless, and it's not giving me anything. Why am I spending 6 hours a day scrolling on fucking this? I just can't control myself. I mean, it's just so sad. No wonder there's so many people with depression, so many people who are lonely, because that's just what the world's giving us. The world's giving us this bullshit, and
I think a lot
it's
of the
so sad.
depression, I think it's just made up. I'm not saying there aren't people with depression problems in this world,
Say,
but
say it louder for the
yeah, it's like it's not real. It's on your. Well, I mean, let me elaborate on this.
because I agree.
I truly do believe that the more time you talk about your depression, the worse it gets. So, example. Have you ever been in a time in your life where something happens and all of a sudden you just have to work your absolute ass off and you have no time to think? Okay. It happens to everybody. I don't care if it's a work project, a family thing. You just don't have time to worry or bitch about anything except for completing this one task. Okay? You kind of forget your problems essentially.
Mm.
Well, there you go. It's a mental block. And what I'm saying by that is like if you do this enough, if you trick yourself enough, you can usually get past some certain stuff. Like say, well, lights. Okay, I got the lights on in the house right now. If I sat in a corner of the room and thought about my problems with the lights off all the time, I would go to some dark places.
Mm.
But if you turn the lights on, you put on some whatever kind of music you like, and then you decide I'm going to go to the store, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Generally, I think your mood will slightly improve. Now, I'm not saying that you won't go back to where you were just a minute ago periodically. I'm just saying that there's a lot of influence on your mood based on the environment that you're in.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who say stuff like that. Tony Robbins, he says that, and it actually makes a lot of sense. If you think of someone depressed, yeah, how does a depressed person look?
Yeah.
They look slouched. They talk quietly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't move a lot. They're just, you know, in this place, and you can tell they're depressed because that's how the body is.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a happy person, a super excited person, they're doing different things with the body. If you see a confident person, they've got the shoulders out and their head up. You know what I mean? And they're talking loud and clear because they're confident. Yeah. And he says it's if you're depressed and your body's slouching over, you just have to move around. Just fucking go run a mile outside. You won't be depressed anymore.
That thing that's sitting to the left of you right now is probably the cause of more depression than anybody could
Yeah.
really imagine. I guarantee you, if you would leave your phone at home and go on a hike or a walk, whatever, go do some kind of activity, and you do that for an hour, you slowly, I mean, it doesn't take long for you to forget about it. It
Yeah.
really doesn't. Now, you might miss it and you're like, oh, I want to get on Instagram or I want to get on YouTube or something like that. That's, I get it. I'm just saying though, like, if someone takes away your phone, you don't have the problem. You can't, you might envision that somebody's yelling at you because you didn't do something and you're getting all these messages and responses and calls and all this kind of stuff, but it is kind of imaginary to a point because it's like, okay, I don't have it, how do I know? But I think phones, social media, all that kind of stuff, like when we first heard about cyberbullying, that was a big thing, and parents, they didn't understand what the fuck that was
Mm.
because it's like, oh, you're getting bullied at home by yourself. Kind of call bullshit on that. But then it's like, no, there's something to it.
Yeah.
But truly, the less time, and I think that's one thing that parents should do, honestly, is like just limit the amount of time the kids have the phone in their hand.
Mm. And adults should do that as well. To adults, stop
True.
looking at your fucking phone, man.
Oh, dude.
Unless you're
And
watching our podcast. Other than that, just
yeah.
go for a walk. Like, I mean, for real, I was, I went to the doctor and I was told that I might have depression coming. They weren't sure because I answered these questions, yeah, this depression screening, and they said it looks like you're scoring in the depression level, and basically they were going to prescribe me some depression medication. I was like, no, I think I'm good. Like, I mean,
I got this.
yeah, like I think I'm
Don't worry,
good.
I'll
So,
find a way.
so I went home, and I was sitting there thinking, am I depressed?
I don't feel depressed.
No, but I was thinking, am I depressed? Yeah, and I was convincing myself
Random guy.
because of this questionnaire that I filled out, and because it said I was depressed, I was like, am I depressed? And then I started thinking about, am I depressed? And then shit started to not feel entertaining anymore because I was thinking I was depressed. I made myself depressed through thinking I was depressed, through constantly thinking, am I depressed? How can I get out of depression? Constantly thinking, do I need to find something to do to fix my depression? Like I constantly saying I have got depression, and as soon as I kind of forgot I had depression, boom, I didn't have depression. That's kind of what it is. Like I found something else to do, and it took my mind away from the thoughts of thinking I got depression, the thoughts of thinking. But you know what? It's weird. You think you've got depression, then you start, I've got depression. So first I was like, have I got depression? Then I was like, I've got depression. Then I was like thinking more negative shit about myself. It's like it's just a hole that you're digging
It's a
inside
negative
yourself.
feedback situation.
It's a negative feedback loop. Yeah, exactly. And you just have to break it and just go spend some time with someone who you can just joke around with. Go for a walk, go for a run, do some weights, find a goal, fucking turn some music on, go outside and scream hysterically, have a laugh, just fucking go crazy. But like that's it, you know. Don't go crazy, but yeah, just do something crazy, you know.
To sum that up, there are real people out there. Not to sum. Here, let me just say this:
People have got problems.
there are times in this world where people have legitimate problems.
Yeah,
Usually, all the people around them can fucking tell. Okay, but for the most part, you do realize that doctors are just like anybody else. They get paid for doing a service. Okay, so the more prescriptions that they can fill, the more they get paid in a whole. Okay, I'm
yeah.
not saying like they're gonna get kickbacks. No, they might. I mean, otherwise the whole fucking thing that went on with like Percocet and OxyContin never would have taken place. The doctors are getting money from that kind of stuff. But there are people out there that have legitimate problems. They need to have psychiatric help. They need medicine. But there's a lot of people out there that they don't need fucking anything but just to have people just let them alone. And they just need to go do something. Go to a bar. Go get a drink. Go fucking to the gym. Everything that we just said, if you did all of that in a week, that'd be a pretty fucking cool week.
It would be cool. That's the thing. It would
Yeah.
be so cool if you ran outside and started laughing hysterically at the fucking moon. Yeah, you're gonna feel better. I mean, you're just gonna feel better.
If you went to the gym like twice in 1 week, you went to the bar twice in a week, you went and hang out with a buddy a week or once in a week, you ran, went for a hike, you did all this kind of stuff, you watched like a dude, like you would talk about that week for the next 6 months.
Yeah,
Okay,
good week.
you'd call it a good week, but there's nothing stopping you from doing that right now. And you could bitch and be like,
You
"Well, I
don't
got
feel
this."
like it. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
you don't feel like it. You become sedentary, lazy. You want
It's
to
a
sit on your
negative
ass.
feedback.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
everyone can say
feel.
like, I got all this. There's reasons I can't do this. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit because any one of you can do anything you want right now. I guarantee you that you sit on your ass half the, and it's everybody. It's a blue collar life. It's what it is. But you did do a lot of this stuff to yourself, so you kind of got to take responsibility, pull yourself up off the fucking ground, and go do something about it.
Yeah, yeah, and I think some people, like you said, they have real problems, and these real issues are causing depression. Like if I've got $25,000 in fucking debt, yeah, and I'm getting letters and I can't fucking pay this shit, it's gonna drive me insane. You know, I'm gonna get depressed because I can't pay this shit. I've got to work for the next 12 years to pay this motherfucker off. You know, so obviously I'm gonna sit in my house in the dark because I'm saving electric, sad, eating fucking noodle soups or something. You know, obviously I'm gonna be sad about that. These some people have got real issues. If you've got real problems, don't do it. But it will actually, if you, it will make you feel better though. Still, if you do have real problems, just try to do something.
Well, even that thing you just said right there about the debt, I guarantee you that there's a lot of fun stuff you could do without money.
What if you've already spent it on fucking shit?
No, but I'm saying like you can still have
Oh
you
yeah,
can be in
without
a
money. Oh, it's
you
my
can
bad.
be in a bad situation and you can still have fun getting out of it.
Yeah, I misheard you. Thought you said with that money.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no, not
without money.
not
Yeah,
yeah. Like you could go watch a free play at an arts festival or something like that. You could go to a community walk. There's always you could go like our town. They have festivals all the time in the square. Okay, and it happens like Saturday mornings or something like that. You can go to that. You don't have to fucking buy anything, but usually they have like a free tasting of food or something along those lines.
mm.
Just go to one of those things. Like there are a shit ton of things that people can do, and it pisses me off in some regard because like you'll talk with somebody at work and they'll give you their bullshit and all this kind of stuff, and then it's like you do realize there's shit that you can do, and oh no, I'm just gonna do that. It's like, well then fuck you. Like if you're just gonna be that way, and you're not gonna try to help yourself, you're not gonna do those types of things. It's like then yeah, it's like I can't help you. But yes, there is stuff you can do with no money. It's fun as hell, and guess what? The more you're doing that, the less that you're spending money.
Bro, just honestly, just get a shovel, yeah, and go dig a hole. Like,
Dude,
that's enough.
that sounds dumb, but I guarantee you, you would actually have experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna do something like you're gonna find something. You're gonna hit a rock, and you're gonna have to dig around the rock.
It's going to be
you're gonna
difficult. You're going to exert your body, but you're going to feel good while you're digging a hole. I know it sounds so retarded, but like when you go out there digging a hole, it's like how deep you're going to dig it. Like there's a goal in mind.
Yeah,
I'm going to do this for 2 hours. There's a goal, and you're going to feel good after you've done it.
climb a fucking tree. I don't
Yes.
care.
Yes.
Just go do something.
Yeah, even something so stupid, but it's still going to be fun. You're still going to have fun for those 5 minutes.
And you know what the big problem is? A lot of these times, people they just don't have control over their money. Like I can walk through a store, and I can see a lot of cool shit, and I can just have a good time. I can go to Walmart right now, and I could walk through household appliance sections. I could walk through where they keep all the power tools and all that kind of stuff. And you could be like, dude, I didn't even know they made things for that single purpose. And you're like, that's so cool. And then you start looking around. And I don't buy anything. But the fact is, it's like there is a lot of interesting stuff out there that you can just go look at.
True.
Do you know how cool of a time in history that is? You can just go places and see fucking anything you want. Learn anything. Go to a library. Library card's free, as far as I know.
Yeah, they are.
It's still free?
Mm-hmm.
Go read a fucking book then. Like, just go do something. You know, I told you that I don't really like reading books per se. Go. You know what shit's on YouTube? Do you know? It's fucking unreal. There's so much stuff on YouTube. Just, like, okay, go learn how to change oil in your truck. Or
clean your fucking truck. Or clean your fucking house.
Go look at how it's made videos or something like that. There's a ton of things that you can just go do.
Yeah.
That you don't have to spend money on.
True.
But yeah, I think a lot of the stuff that's out there right now, people saying like, "Oh, therapists." I think therapists they're a fucking scam. Like I said, there are people out there with real problems, but if only the people with the realest problems went to psychiatrists and therapists, they wouldn't make any fucking money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When everyone says like, "Oh, you know, like you got ADHD," or
that's a good point. You know, I wonder if that's why we're seeing so much depression. It's a fucking boom in the therapists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do therapists make their money? They got to diagnose you. They got to talk with you for a hell of a long time. Okay. They have to either prescribe medicine or do something along those lines. Well, there's like a psychiatrist in every fucking town. Or
they're all fully booked.
There's
you
like
cannot find one.
There's multiple.
I've looked. You can't get a therapist.
Why?
They're fully booked.
Oh, like, fully booked
for like a year in advance. That's what I'm saying. There's that many people who need help.
Well,
it's insane.
Imagine being a therapist, okay, for a second. Which would you rather deal with? Would you rather deal with a paranoid schizophrenic, or someone that has some credit, they have some student loan debts,
that guy.
You know that they're going to pay their bill all the time. They're not going to probably reach across the couch and strangle you. You probably want to deal with that guy and have a couple sessions with him and drag it out and make it last.
And then take him to fucking the wilderness and then say, "Look, it's amazing."
Yeah.
And then he's cured.
I think a lot of it's bullshit. I do.
So there you go. Depression, bullshit.
No, it's not that. Like, yes, there are people out there with real shit, but I guarantee you a lot of it's made up in their own mind. That they just they don't do anything.
Negative feedback, like
it's negative feedback.
It's the
go run some errand. Go to the store. Go do something.
Break the cycle of negative thoughts. Yeah.
When you sit alone with your thoughts, that's when the problems happen. So go do something. Go try making a souffle. Try to make a recipe. Get better at cooking, because God knows there's a lot of you out there that can't cook where the fuck. So like, yeah, okay. Here, go make biscuits. Just it's like try to make whatever you buy for your breakfast at the store.
Honestly,
Make that.
we should go a side skip. Or how long we got left? We should go a side skip to cooking, legit. Because oh my god, I've got a story. This
How
week,
much time we got?
I don't know, but this week, yeah,
We decided we're gonna try to cut them down to roughly an hour.
we've got
Because
20 minutes left, so
a
we
lot
can
of you
probably
guys
call
don't
it.
have attention spans to reach out more than like an hour.
Yeah, and also if we do it an hour, we can push 2 out a week. If we do 2.5 hours, it's probably one a week, you know. So
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that
I
way.
think that's better because
Yeah.
2 a week is like more people are gonna see it, more people are gonna engage.
I definitely like that.
Yeah. So anyway, story time. Um, we were gonna have spaghetti and meatballs for dinner.
Good choice.
So my wife called me when she was on her way home from work. She said, "Now I cannot cook. Okay, I might actually go back even further. I nearly almost burnt my kitchen down when I was a kid with a oil fire. Fire! Let's put some water on it. No, do not put. So I put water on it. Yeah, boom! It went up like crazy, and the sink nearly burnt the fucking roof. So I still had the pan in my hand. It's red hot, boiling, but I've got adrenaline. Yeah, so I just run outside the back door and throw the pan on the ground. Done. I mean, it's still lit, but it's out of the house.
Yeah.
So that was good. That was so that traumatized me from kitchens. Anyway, fast forward a bit. She asked me to put some water to boil. Not this story about the spaghetti and meatballs. This is a separate one. She asked me to boil some water. I think I boiled it, but it fucking burnt or something. Burnt a pan. I don't know what happened. I put it to. I don't know what happened, but apparently it was
Boiled
not.
over.
It was not good what I did.
Fucked it up with just
So,
water.
I cannot cook. I think eggs. I might be able to cook. I might be able to fry an egg if I'm lucky. Anyway, but probably not. But I could try because it fucking spits at you, but it's too high. You have to lower it down or something, whatever. So I could cook an egg maybe, but that's about it. But anyway, this particular day we were having spaghetti and meatballs, and she asked me to put meatballs, 17 meatballs, because she was having like I don't know. She said 5 meatballs, and I was having 12 meatballs because I like meatballs. 17 meatballs. So I put them in a pan, and then she said pour some spaghetti sauce on them, turn it on. So I did that. Then when she came home, they were burnt. They were so fucking black burnt, mate. I didn't even look at them.
Gotta stir it.
Yeah, you gotta stir it. So apparently you gotta stir that shit. So they were burnt. So that was a whole ruined evening. But
and
that
all could be avoided if you just
you know what?
watch some stuff.
But you know what? We were talking about women, yeah. That ruined the entire evening. Let me tell you, the whole evening.
Bet you did.
I was like, you're so pissed off right now. Why don't you just get a new pan, put some more meatballs in it, cook them? It'll take you 7 minutes to cook. Or, you know what I mean? It's going to take you 10 minutes to fix the issue.
The deed had already been done. You'd already fucked up.
But I'd already fucked up. The night was ruined. Yeah, ruined. So I can't cook for shit going on that one. And women are crazy. But you can cook, can't you?
I could cook decently, yeah.
Yeah, I can't cook. Oh, something else I found. I bought something from Walmart. It's like a $2 egg poacher. It's so good. You pour water in it. Yeah, it's like 2 little cups. You pour water in it.
Yep.
And then you put an egg in it. And then you put it in the microwave for a minute and 15 seconds. Boom, 2 poached eggs.
I think microwaves are underrated.
That was awesome. Yeah.
People don't utilize their microwave enough. But the other thing is Michelle gets mad at me all the time because when I cook, I put it on high. Okay, like I'm not saying like I try to cook a 20-pound turkey on high. You know, it's like the outside's burnt and the inside's frozen, but it's like a lot of stuff on the stovetop, I can cook it very fast. And she always asks me, like, how do you do it so fast? And it's like,
Cook it on high.
I cook it on high, and I know my style, so I've developed ways around burning it. Like I'll be there for that 2 minutes, okay? So I'll be tending to it for 2 straight minutes,
Instead of leaving it on low for
and then
12
walking
minutes.
away from it.
Yeah.
So I'll get it done.
Yeah.
But then like she'll say that she's like, "How do you do it so quickly?" But then like when she actually sees me do it, she'll get mad because she's like, "I don't know why you got to put it on high and everything." I'm like, "Well, if I don't put it on high, I can't get it done in 2 minutes." So she like, that's how it
But you know,
works.
that's the thing, because I always complained about cooking, yeah. I was like, why am I going to spend time like rolling the dough, yeah, for a pizza, then putting fucking tomato sauce, fixing it all up, then banging it in the oven for fucking 45 minutes or whatever it is, when I can just put something in fucking microwave and have it in 5 minutes, and I eat it in 5 minutes.
I know. There's something to be said there for just
Oh
making
yeah,
good food.
I agree.
Like what I like to do is on like a Saturday or something like that. Just do a lot of I'll put like either a movie on or YouTube videos and just put it on the TV in the background
Yeah.
and just do cooking because I can hear that, I can look over to it, and I can watch it a little bit, and then I can get back to my cooking, and it's like I love
Yeah,
that. I really do.
yeah.
I enjoy it.
Like the microwave's good, but it's not good. Good. It's not food. The food's not better in the microwave. Like you know for a fact that pizza that you've made by hand and you put it in the oven and it's all fucking crispy. That's gonna taste amazing compared to this fucking oozy gooey thing you
Yeah.
take from microwave. It feels the same in the stomach, but the taste, the texture,
Hmm.
it's like you know that's
Well,
why it takes longer.
I remember the one day I made strombolis. Like I actually made the dough. I got baker's yeast. I made it. Now it ended up being a little thicker than what I wanted. It's the first time I ever did it. But she looked at me. She's like, "You made this?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "How long did it take you?" I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "But it was good." Um, but yeah, she was like, you can't." I was like, "All you gotta do is just follow fucking directions."
Mm.
Like, she didn't know how to cook when we first, well, not when we first started going out, but like she didn't learn how to cook until a couple years before I met her.
Mm-hmm.
And she always told her, she's like, my mom just made me clean the house. She's like, that's all I did was clean. So I never actually did any cooking. She said, so now when she cooks, she gets a recipe, she follows that recipe to a T.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking delicious. Like, it's great.
That's all you need to do, isn't it?
But that's all it is. It's just reading and doing what it says. Like, okay, if you
That's what
put
you
the
say.
if you put the temperature on here and you do this and you add this kind of spice, then you're good. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all a recipe is. A lot of people, but they say a lot of people use a cop out. Oh, I just can't do it. Bull fucking shit.
You gotta follow
Okay,
directions.
like yeah, you don't want to, and either you're afraid, which doesn't make sense to me.
But that's how you get good at something. Like that's how you develop your own style.
Mhm.
First, you have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Like if I'm learning the piano, yeah, I have to learn some songs. I have to learn how people play the piano.
Oh, dude, sorry, you brought up the subject
Yeah.
of music. I remembered who that guy was that I was talking like mad shit on. The guy like he left his
Oh yeah.
family and all that. David Foster. What a fucking douche.
What a dick, mate.
Like it's like, and you say what you want, but the fucker he made a Netflix movie about it or Paramount or whatever it was, showing how he just like destroyed several women's lives by having kids and running off on them. And it's like, and then saying that he doesn't even say "I love you" to my kids. He just says "love you." Okay, so anybody that wants to talk shit, it's like he put it in front of the world to see.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get on my case when I say that. Like, dude's an asshole. I didn't even finish watching the movie. It's fucking horrible what he did to his people and his family. Anyways,
That's probably a decent way to end it, to be honest. What a nice. Oh no, it's 10 minutes left.
oh,
David Foster, what a prick.
I just couldn't. I couldn't get over it. I'm sorry. Like I know that was from a past episode and everything, but it's
That's
like,
good. That's good because our loyal three guys, they know what we're talking.
yeah. So like, if you think I did, I went on a hell of a rant about that guy, and I just couldn't remember his name.
Rightly so.
I looked him up the other night. I was like, who is that guy that like was working with Chicago and did like We Are the World and all this kind of stuff. David Foster.
Mm.
I mean, makes good music. If you can give that as a justification for being a total colossal dick to his family members and his children.
Yeah, you always find though with those people there's some imbalance. Like there's people who excel so far at work, but then you look at their actual lives and it's like this guy is a fucking doesn't have anything.
Well, you know what the interesting thing that I always look at, like if you look at, well, yes, but like it's astounding. Like Einstein cheated on his wife a lot.
Mm.
Brilliant man. Martin Luther King had the greatest philosophy of any activist. Nonviolence, like perfect. Cheated on his wife a lot. Smoker. I mean, smoker's not a bad thing. A lot of people smoke. I smoke occasionally. Very little, but yeah, cheated on his wife.
Yes, smoking's not that bad.
Yeah, smoking's not bad at
Yeah.
all.
I mean, it's don't smoke.
Yeah,
you
don't
know.
smoke, but it's like, but well, the only reason I bring that up is he had like when he got shot,
Yeah.
the one guy actually that knew him, he actually went up and took his cigarettes out of his pocket, so that they didn't find. He didn't want that to be like his legacy, like oh, you know, get
Like
shot.
Noah shouldn't have drank that wine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of.
exactly
Like
the
I mean,
same thing.
that's a good to to further his legacy. They took the cigarettes, I think, out of his pocket so that it didn't take away from
Yeah.
his, you know. And he used to apparently Martin Luther King, like yeah, great what he did. And
Mm.
there's a reason we have a fucking day for him. He would say to like people he knew, he said, I don't smoke in front of people usually. I try to hide it because I don't want little
Yeah,
kids to pick up on
that's
it. I mean that's a
a good thing.
responsible.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I actually watched a video today. It was Shaq, Shaq, the big
Yeah.
fucking giant guy. We went on a podcast and someone was smoking. He said, "No, you don't do that in front of me. I'm a role model." And he took the cig off the guy and fucking docked it out.
But yeah, Martin Luther King, great role model. I encourage that for anybody. I got well, actually, this is gonna be something we're gonna talk on the next podcast here. But yeah. But personal life, like a lot of people, I don't know what it is with people that cheat. I can't get over it. Like it's just something that's ingrained in my head. Like I'm not saying it takes away from what they did in life, but there's something
You know
about
what?
cheaters.
You know about
I
cheating?
can't get over
It's
it.
the thing for me in cheating is I couldn't live with myself afterwards. Like could I hide it? Probably, but I couldn't live with myself afterwards. The guilt inside, I'd be going through hell inside myself.
It's I can't help but look at people differently because like people at work, I don't know why people brag about cheating. It truly is beyond me the bragging
Don't make
of it.
sense, yeah.
But like I have people at work that it maybe like maybe it's because I waited so long to find. I'm not saying it sounds cliche, but the right person. Like I waited a long time until I found the person I was comfortable being around for long periods of time and everything like that. And I know there's people out there that are going through hell with the wrong, they're not in a good relationship and they feel like they're trapped. So I can't judge, but we're humans and we're gonna judge. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the idea of people cheating, like it always it leaves a black mark
It's
on
so
your
dirty,
impression
innit?
of a person. It really
And
does.
another thing that I don't understand. Fuck, man, we could just talk for hours, can't we?
I'm telling you, like this we're touching on some
But
real
there's
subjects
another
here.
thing I don't understand, and it's like modern day women that like modern day I don't
Dude.
know, old gen whatever,
Oh yeah,
gen whatever.
this is
It's
the
like
next episode. We're gonna be talking about a lot of
literally
different stuff here.
women think it's a good thing that they're sluts now. They think that that's what a guy's looking for, a slut, but a guy's not looking for a slut. A guy's looking for the opposite of a slut.
Yeah.
And women think if they go up to a guy and say, "Oh, I'm a slut," the guy's gonna go, "Boom."
Yeah, he wants to have sex with you. He
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
want to
it.
spend his
That's
life
all he
with you.
wants. That's all he wants. And as soon as you tell him he can have it, he'll take it and he'll leave.
Well, it's like what is because guys go through phases. Okay, not all men. Some men, they find their high school sweetheart, they marry them, and they're good to go for the rest of their life. Kudos to you, man. I mean, truly. But guys usually go through phases.
Yeah.
That's you.
Same thing.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Like I went through the phases. I went through the high school phase, the awkward phase. I went through the college phase where you go,
Do some stuff.
you do some stuff, okay, and then I went through the. It's like okay, like found the person, and settled down. Okay, so that's what it did. But I get the thought process of like, so you see a girl walking around and like doing that stuff when you're in college. Sure, it's appealing, um, and you want to pursue that, but then when you're talking with your buddies in the dorm room or in the house off campus or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, this, and they're like, oh yeah, that girl, yeah. It's like,
Everyone fucking says it.
but you're like, she's for the streets, like it's like that's not the girl you want to settle down with, but you know, doing some
Yeah.
wild shit on a Saturday, okay.
Yeah.
And it sounds horrible, but that's exactly what it is. It's like
As a guy, you want something special, don't you? You don't want the fucking common slut who slept with every fucking man in the world.
That's what it is, man.
Because if everyone, yeah, it's like that thing. Like you don't want to. Fucking...
You want, well, why would you want the thing that everybody is like?
Everyone
it's
got.
Essentially, I'm not saying women are cars or anything like that, but the thought process.
It's the same for guys. That's
a
how guys
thought
think.
process is the same usually for a lot of things in your life. So you can take
object.
Yeah, you can take things that aren't related and you can apply a simple process or a simple basic concept to it. Okay? Do you want to live in a house that 1,000 people have lived in on the same carpet?
Nah.
No. Okay? Like I did subconsciously the carpet thing. I swear to God, I didn't actually think about the term how that could I didn't think of that till just now. But
carpet.
Yeah, it's like I truly didn't. The only reason I say that is because I went through a house one time. I was looking to view it, and the carpet was absolutely disgusting. It was nasty. But anyways, but yeah, it's true. It's like you don't want to have a car that like somebody's driven 1,000 different times, like 1,000 different owners.
Well,
and it's like
it's the same thing for the car. If a car's got 1,000 owners, the price is going to reflect that.
Yeah.
And
sorry, ladies, but like they're things that guys we just can't. It's a mental block.
No, but it's a similar thing for women. Women want a guy who's special.
Yeah. Usually, a guy is special though is not the same as a woman that's special to us.
Because there's a lot of special guys, isn't there?
Well, there's a lot of us. Like, and when I say that, I mean like we're meatheads and idiots and everything like that. Yeah. But it's like, but no, everybody wants a woman that they feel special about. Okay, and somehow in our heads, because it's where it's coming from, we're envisioning all those people.
Yeah.
Because every time you mention a guy, we're envisioning him as a competition. And every time you say something about like XYZ, we don't like it.
Oh.
Okay? And women, I know you don't like it. If I were to just tell my fiance about every girl that I went on a date with,
she's not going to like that.
She doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Obviously. For good fucking reason, okay? It's embarrassing. It makes you feel like you're being compared to by everybody. Yeah. It's like you don't feel special.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would you want to be with somebody that's done all that stuff?
Yeah.
And then also, once it gets past a certain point, it's like if someone says like I've been with 100 or something, like this is a big topic on social media stuff right now. It's like porn stars. It's like yeah, guys watch porn. They don't want to actually marry a porn star because can you imagine someone that's had sex with over 1,000 people? That's just like as a 18-year-old kid who's just horny.
He'd have sex with
it. He's like absolutely hands down, and then he'd brag about it. But if she was like, "Hey, I really like you, and I want to settle down," he would get terrified immediately because he'd be thinking, "Oh my God, like what? I can't be with you. Like you've done so many things. It's like but that individual feels like shit after that point. It's like their past really is. It catches up with you.
So basically, the point is, men do not want sluts. That's
Yeah.
it. So
That's
just
not a nice way to say it, but it is the
just
truth.
don't be a slut. Like these. But the problem is, yeah. I mean, this world is messed up. You got fucking.
You're always going to have a double standard.
You've
I'm
got
sorry, when it
fucking.
comes to women and men, you're going to have a double standard. And that's not fair per se,
Yeah.
but it is the way the world works and you're definitely not going to change
But it's
the
must be.
mindset of every man in the world.
It must be so difficult for these kids because you've got fucking like people like your idols are on TV, yeah, twerking the fucking asses at people, singing about the wet ass pussies. Like, nah, we don't need this. We don't need this.
No, it's not. It's a
It's difficult for these kids, man. It's getting worse.
there's we'll go on to this stuff chicken in the next one.
So anyway,
This is
that's episode 7.
yeah, like if you're thinking like what we're talking about right now is if it's catching your attention, we're probably going to be talking about this in the next
Yeah,
episode here.
episode 8 is probably going to be like just a catch up of this because we're going to record episode 8 immediately after this. So
Yeah, it's dude, there's so much shit on the social media with like the sexual exploitation and everything like that. It's I don't know. Let's go to the next one.
yep. So this is episode 7. Thanks for coming along. Catch you in the next one.
Take care.